What's going on, guys? It's Harrison here, and today we had the Perth Yu-Gi-Oh! Regional. We had about 61 players, and I ended up getting 5-1 and third after Swiss playing Yubel. So I don't really like the pure Snake Eye deck. The Mirror feels really toxic. It just comes down to, is your hand better than your opponent? There's not heaps of ways to outplay the opponents, and the Mirror Match just doesn't feel that fun. And since Dragons just died in like the most recent list, I was trying to find something like different to play, and that's why I started rolling on Yubel. So I think this deck right now is like okay, but in the future when we get a new Phantom Yubel as well as the Fiendsmith stuff that the OCG just got, this deck becomes crazy. But for now it's alright. My list is kind of weird compared to like stuff I've seen online, but I'll get into it as I go through. So I guess the first weird thing is we play 2 Spirit, 1 regular Yubel, and 1 Terror. So you don't need to play a Nightmare, like the one that's bigger than this. It's just another brick. This already feels super bricky, and I don't ever need like an extra flip from this. You don't need to play 2 of this. There's a combo you can do where you end on rank 10 plus this and Lotus, but by playing extra cards in the extra deck, we don't really like waste any bodies, so that's not as necessary. And it's another brick. And we also only play 2 Spirit, because Spirit to me doesn't feel like that good to draw. If you open it, it's only good if you open it with specifically, what was it? You can open it with Grave Sperma, but then it's still kind of awkward. But it's only good if you open it with Nightmare Pain and Dark Beckoning Beast, and if Beast gets interrupted, the whole combo just dies anyway. So I'd rather not draw this, and this card kind of sucks going second. And speaking of Nightmare Pain, we also only play like 2 of this card. This card also feels very bricky, because if I open multiples of it, it's not doing anything. If it gets ogred, it feels really bad. So we didn't want to play like multiples of this. And instead we decided to play 1 copy of Mature Chronicle. So I'll get into it later, but we're not playing Super Poly in this list. Super Poly is not a good card. If you're able to resolve Super Poly while you have a Yubel, your opponent's done something very wrong. Because once they see you're playing these cards, if they let you commit to Yubel, they know the moment you activate Super Poly, their whole field is gone. So that realistically shouldn't be happening. We played this as a card that under draw, it could be set off Spirit of Yubel and giving you an additional body to boost your board, as well as giving you follow-up and working with another card we're playing, which is kind of weird in this deck. Then for the supporting cards, 3 Lotus. This card is very good. It is your best starter, and it is definitely, like without doubt, is your best card in the deck. It's your best normal summon in deck. It lets you end on multiple interruptions by itself. It gives you follow up in your brick hands. You can summon it from in the end phase of control Yubel and still an interruption. It just does so much. And then we play 3 Throne, 1 Terraforming. Like Throne is better than Lotus, but this card plays into draw. There'll be hands where I open Lotus and Nightmare Throne, and instead of searching for Dark Beckoning Beast, I'll just activate Throne and search. I'll just start with Lotus, and then I'll Throne destroy a Spirit from deck to give myself an extra body to bolster my board. Like this card's really good, but Troll sucks. And as another way to get to Lotus, we also play 1/1/1. And 1/1 can also get us into Gruesome Grave Skirmer. So this card is really good. It lets you play through Imperm, Nib, Vela, Ogre, like just hard drawing. This card does so much. Like there's an icon to play 3 of it, but 3 starts bricking. And since we're not playing 3 Spirit, there's no reason to play 3 of this card. So it's just fine at 2. Then onto the other normal summon we play. So 2 Beasts, 2 Gates. This card sucks. If it gets impermed, you're probably like stuck unless you have Grave Squirmer, or you have like a Nightmare Pain pop Spirit, which isn't super likely. And so we decided to only play 2 of it, and we played 2 Gates. I think this card is a lot better than Beckoning Beast, because if I see this and I get drawled, I can still like make an SP. If I see this and get drawled, I can't make an SP. And this card like works better with Spirit and helps you play through Ash a lot more. And if you start with Lotus and you don't get drawled, this card feels a lot better. And for the final 2 Fiends we're playing is 1 Shivara and 1 Chamber. Escape isn't good. You don't need to play in this deck. Like this just gives you like enough follow up unless you end on more broken boards, and pretty much you can just do whatever you want, get nibbed, and still have an interrupt. The last engine we play is 3 Prosperity. I don't see why people don't play this card. This gets you into a field spell, which makes you combo a lot better. This deck is already weakened to draw, so adding this doesn't really like add any more issues to the deck. If anything, it lets you see your 2-card combinations which play through multiple hand traps that aren't draw a lot better. So I think like 3 of this is really good, and since we're not playing Super Poly, our extra deck isn't that precious. It just feels like Unchained. Then for hand traps, so we played 3 Nib, 3 Ash, 2 Mourner, 3 Veiler, and 3 Imperm. Like, it's just 14. I was thinking playing a third of this, but then the deck becomes a little bit more bricky, and already the games I lost was either I went second game 1 and didn't draw any non-engine, or I didn't open a way to play and I drew all non-engine going first. So 14 felt like an okay ratio. It could change for everyone, but this was fine. Then for the extra deck, we played 1 Almirage, 1 Yama. I wish I played 2 of this. There's some lines I'd be a little bit cleaner if I played 2, but it's still fine. 1 Rage, 1 Card, 1 SP, 1 Dark. Then we played 1 Doolittle and 1 Princess. I really like this package. It lets you link away your Shivara into something that is a fiend, being Princess, so you can set your chamber from deck. And then also, like, with a Doolittle, when you kill it up with Princess, you get to add back Shivara, so it's like using Yama on your opponent's turn as well. Felt very strong. 1 Anguish, 1 Apo, Access Code, really helped kill a lot. 1 Gin Buster. This was initially I wasn't playing this, but in simplified game states, this just like turns off your opponent's hand traps, and it can also help you make Zeus if you want. This didn't come up. I just played because it's a QCR and I need a 15th card. This probably should be like the second Yama, maybe a time card, maybe a Phoenix. Who knows? 1 Typhon. Also didn't make this, but this is a lot easier to make in this deck. And 1 Vardress. I think this is the main reason to actually play this deck, because it gives you a cool way to make an Omni Gate, which also gives destruction, and it helps clear things as well. Like, if you just have this, and even if they imperm it, it's still kind of threatening for people to deal with, because if it dies, it's just destroying that card as well. Anyway, side deck time. We played 1 Magnamute, 2 Jerusalem, 3 Ogre as our hand traps in the side deck. I kind of want to play Gamma and Delta instead, but Ogres felt average. I don't want more Mourners for it because it doesn't feel very good into pure, because if I Mourner the normal Ash, it doesn't feel that strong. So I think going forward, Gamma should be in the deck. But 1 Coldplay, 2 Talents. These are fine. This deck already pushes through hand traps pretty easily, so you can get away with like not running these, but it felt fine. I don't know. Like, yeah, maybe I'll adjust it for the future. 3 Cosmic. I never side this in. Like, maybe this could also just be Golden Lords, because that way against the Runic stun decks you can out for Fountain, and it gives you a level 10 to make rank 10s with like Voldrath. So then you can Voldrath, then Zeus them, and just start playing. And then last card inside was Skill Drain. Initially I wasn't playing this, but after yesterday at Locals I wanted something just to side and going first if I bricked, and this won a lot of games just because I'd brick or get trolled. I flipped Skill Drain, I went, okay, cool. I get my turn back and I kill you. Anyway, so I guess I'll go into my matchups. So round 1 I played against Pure Snake Eye, I 2-0'd that, lost die roll. Round 2 I played against Pure Snake Eye again. I lost die roll, went 0-2 because game 1, no non-engine, game 2, all non-engine going first, it was rough. Round 3 was against Runic Stun, I 2-0'd that, 1 die roll. Round 4 was against Makanko, I 2-0'd that, 1 die roll. Round 5 was against Pure Snake Eye again, I 2-1 that, lost die roll. I should have been a 2-0, but I messed up my hand trapping game 1. I impermed his Dear Bellstar, and the moment I impermed, I went, oh, he's going to have original in his hand already, and I'm just going to get hella punished. And he had originals, so that was deserved. Then I played against Fire King Snake Eye in the last round. I beat that 2-1. Game 1, I didn't draw any non-engine. Game 2, I comboed through 3 hand traps, ended on the board. And game 3, I double hand trapped him. He anti-spelled me, but I denied his follow-up and had a Typhon that was like throwing his board. Then it came back to me. I made the Yama and killed him. But yeah, this deck's pretty cool. I don't think it's good enough yet, but in the future it's going to be really insane. Also, shoutouts. Shoutouts to Yatin for being my lift bearing back. Shoutouts to Sprint TCG for helping me get all the cards together from his pre-release. Really appreciate that. It was the main reason I was able to play this deck. And shoutouts to the rest of the PX3 boys for cheering me on. Anyway, that's Harrison signing out. Thank you.